Heartland Season 19 is finally here, and Episode 1 takes us on an emotional roller coaster. Amy's love for Ty has never faded, but as life pushes her forward, she faces a heartbreaking choice: hold on to the past or embrace an unexpected future. Will she find the strength to love again? And what does Nathan's presence mean for her journey? Let's dive into the deep emotions, hidden moments, and shocking twists of this powerful episode. As Heartland Season 19 begins, we find Amy Fleming standing at a crossroads in her life. The weight of the past still lingers, especially when it comes to Ty, the love of her life. Even though years have passed since his tragic death, his presence remains deeply embedded in every aspect of her world. The ranch, the horses, and even the quiet moments of solitude remind her of the love they shared, a love that was built on trust, resilience, and an unbreakable bond. Amy has always been strong, but that strength has been tested in ways she never imagined. Raising Lyndy without Ty by her side has been both a challenge and a blessing. She sees so much of him in their daughter, the same determination, the same kindness, and the same connection to horses. Every time she watches Lyndy play in the fields or gently interact with an anxious horse, she is reminded of the man who taught her what true love and partnership meant. But as much as she cherishes those memories, she knows that she can't live in the past forever. Returning to Heartland in Season 19 isn't just about moving forward, it's about reconciling the love she still holds for Ty with the reality of the life she now leads. Amy has spent the last few seasons dedicating herself to her work, her family, and most importantly, being the best mother she can be for Lyndy. But deep down, there's a part of her that still feels incomplete, a part that longs for something more, even if she's not sure what that means yet. This season opens with Amy trying to find her footing once again. There's an undeniable sense of nostalgia in the air everywhere she looks. She sees reminders of her past with Ty. The cabin they built together, the trails they rode side by side, the horses they saved as a team. The audience can feel the depth of her emotions as she grapples with the realization that while she will always love Ty, life continues to move forward. Her family has been her rock through it all, but even they recognize that Amy is at a turning point. Jack, always the wise and steady presence, reminds her that love doesn't just disappear, it changes, it evolves. Lou, ever the protective sister, encourages her to focus on herself and what truly makes her happy. Even Lisa and Tim, in their own ways, offer Amy gentle nudges to embrace whatever comes next. Season 19 doesn't just mark the continuation of Amy's journey, it symbolizes a new beginning. But beginnings are never easy, especially when they mean confronting feelings that have been buried for so long. As Amy steps into this new chapter, the big question remains: how does she honor her love for Ty while allowing herself the chance to find happiness again? The first episode sets the stage for an emotional and deeply personal season. The audience will feel Amy's internal struggle, the pull between holding on to the past and stepping into the unknown. It's a journey filled with love, loss, and the ever-present hope that Heartland has always represented. And as the story unfolds, fans will be left wondering, is Amy truly ready to embrace a future that looks different from the one she once dreamed of? Amy's love for Ty has always been the heart of Heartland, and even after his passing, that love remains unshaken. From the moment they met, their connection was undeniable. They weren't just romantic partners, they were best friends, soulmates, and teammates in every aspect of life. Their love was built on shared dreams, resilience through hardships, and an unbreakable trust that allowed them to grow together. Even though he is gone, Amy still feels his presence in everything she does. Season 19 opens with Amy reflecting on the deep love she and Ty shared. Every part of Heartland Ranch holds a memory of him. The loft where they first lived together, the barn where they worked side by side, and the open fields where they rode horses, dreaming of the future. Each place tells a story, reminding her of the life they built and the love that never faded. Raising Lyndy has given Amy a reason to keep going, but it has also made Ty's absence even more profound. She sees him in their daughter, in the way she laughs, in her gentle spirit with horses, and in the determination that shines in her eyes. Lyndy often asks questions about her father, and Amy does her best to keep his memory alive, telling her stories about the man he was and the love they shared. These moments are bittersweet. They bring comfort, but also remind her of what was lost. Despite the years that have passed, Amy has struggled to let go of the part of her heart that still belongs to Ty. Every time she faces a challenge, she wonders what he would say, what advice he would give. She still feels him guiding her, whether it's through a tough decision with a troubled horse or a quiet moment alone under the stars. His love gave her strength, and even now, it continues to shape who she is. Amy's devotion to Ty has made it difficult for her to open herself up to anything new. She's been focused on her work, her family, and being the best mother she can be. But deep down, there is a part of her that wonders, can she love again? Is it even possible to move forward without feeling like she's betraying the love she and Ty shared? Throughout the first episode of Season 19, Amy grapples with these emotions. She visits Ty's memorial, reflecting on everything they went through together, their struggles, their triumphs, and the promises they made. She knows that Ty would want her to be happy, to keep living her life to the fullest, but letting go feels impossible. The pain of losing him is still there, lingering beneath the surface, making every step forward feel like she's leaving a piece of herself behind. Her family sees the weight she carries and wants to help her find peace. Jack reminds her that love doesn't fade just because life changes. Lou encourages her to think about what she truly wants for her future. Even Tim, in his own way, pushes Amy to consider that she might not be meant to be alone forever. But no matter how much support she has, only Amy can decide when and if she's ready to take that step. The audience will feel Amy's internal conflict deeply. She is a woman torn between the past and the future, between the love she will always have for Ty and the unknown path ahead of her. Season 19 sets the stage for an emotional journey, one that asks the question, how do you honor a love that never truly ends while allowing yourself the chance to find happiness again? As the first episode unfolds, fans will see Amy struggle with these emotions, searching for answers in the memories of her past and the possibilities of her future. It's a journey of love, loss, and the courage to move forward, even when the heart still holds on to what was. Nathan's presence in Amy's life has been subtle but undeniable. He has always been around, offering quiet support when she needed it most. Unlike others who openly push Amy toward moving on, Nathan doesn't pressure her, he simply exists in the background, steady and dependable. At first, Amy barely notices how much he has become a part of her routine. Whether it's a helping hand at the ranch, an unexpected conversation, or a shared understanding in moments of silence, Nathan has slowly woven himself into her world. Season 19, Episode 1, begins to shift this dynamic, making Amy more aware of Nathan's presence. He isn't just someone passing through her life, he has become a constant. He sees her struggles even when she doesn't voice them, and he offers his support in a way that doesn't feel forced. This season, their interactions take on a new depth. There is something unspoken between them, something Amy isn't ready to name yet. At first, Amy brushes off any thoughts of Nathan being anything more than a friend. She has spent so long keeping her heart closed off that she doesn't even consider the possibility of something changing. But as the episode progresses, small moments between them start to linger in her mind. The way he understands her without needing explanations, the way he listens rather than offering empty reassurances, these things begin to stand out. Nathan, on the other hand, remains careful. He knows Amy is still deeply connected to Ty and that her heart isn't ready for something new. He doesn't push, doesn't expect anything in return. But there are moments where his feelings show, perhaps in the way he looks at her when she isn't watching, or in the way he stays longer than he needs to, simply because being near her feels right. As Amy spends more time with Nathan, she begins to see a side of him she hadn't noticed before. He has his own past, his own losses, and his own reasons for being guarded. In a quiet conversation, he opens up about something he's never shared with anyone else, a personal struggle, a regret, or a piece of his history that connects with Amy in a way she didn't expect. This moment creates a shift, making Amy realize that Nathan understands grief in a way few others do. Throughout the episode, Amy finds herself wrestling with unexpected emotions. She isn't in love with Nathan, not yet, but there is a warmth in his presence that she can't ignore. It isn't about replacing Ty. It's about realizing that life doesn't stop just because the person you love is gone. But even as these thoughts cross her mind, guilt follows closely behind. How can she even consider moving forward when her heart still belongs to Ty? Her family begins to notice the shift as well. Lo, always protective, watches closely, worried that Amy might be stepping into something she isn't ready for. Jack, ever wise, simply observes, letting Amy figure things out on her own. Lyndy, in her innocent way, asks a question that catches Amy off guard, something simple yet profound, like, "Mommy, do you ever feel happy anymore?" The question lingers, making Amy wonder if she's been holding herself back from even the smallest moments of happiness. The first episode doesn't rush Amy into a decision, but it plants the seeds for what could be an important turning point in her journey. Nathan's presence serves as a reminder that healing doesn't mean forgetting, and that moving forward doesn't erase the past. But whether Amy is ready to acknowledge these feelings is another question entirely. As the credits roll on episode 1, the audience is left wondering, is Nathan just a friend, or is he someone who might help Amy find a new kind of loved one that doesn't replace Ty but honors the love they shared while allowing her to embrace the future? It's a question Amy isn't ready to answer yet, but one that will shape her journey in season 19. Amy has spent years holding on to the love she shared with Ty, and it has been both her greatest strength and her heaviest burden. His presence is still deeply felt in her heart, guiding her through every decision and every challenge. But as Heartland season 19 begins, she finds herself standing at a crossroads. A moment comes in episode 1 when she realizes she can no longer exist in between the past she treasures and the future she's afraid to embrace. A choice is looming, and no matter what she decides, it will change everything. This choice isn't just about love, it's about who Amy wants to be moving forward. For so long, she has defined herself through the memories of what she and Ty built together. Every decision she has made since his passing has been rooted in honoring him, ensuring that his legacy lives on. But in doing so, has she kept herself from truly living? The weight of that question begins to settle on her as she faces a defining moment in her journey. Throughout episode 1, Amy finds herself confronted with signs that life is moving forward, even if she isn't ready to. Lyndy is growing up, asking more questions about her father and about what comes next. The ranch is thriving, but Amy starts to wonder, what is her dream now? She has spent so much time continuing the work she and Ty started, but has she ever stopped to think about what she truly wants? Nathan's presence only complicates her emotions. She has never allowed herself to consider the possibility of another man in her life, but something about him feels different. He isn't asking for anything from her. He doesn't push, doesn't expect, doesn't try to change her. He simply exists in the spaces she has left empty, offering quiet support without demanding anything in return. And for the first time in a long time, Amy feels something new, something she doesn't understand, something she doesn't know if she's ready for. The choice she faces isn't as simple as deciding whether to move on or stay rooted in the past. It's about allowing herself to feel again, to embrace happiness without guilt. She wonders what Ty would say if he were here. Would he tell her to hold on to the life they had, to never let go? Or would he tell her that love doesn't stop just because life changes? Would he want her to open her heart again? Amy struggles with this internal battle throughout the episode. A moment comes where she is forced to confront her fears. Perhaps it's a conversation with Jack, who has always been her guiding voice of wisdom. Maybe it's a quiet night alone, standing in the place where she and Ty once talked about their future. Or maybe it's something as simple as Lyndy asking, "Mom, are you happy?" The question lingers, because Amy doesn't know the answer. Her family sees her struggle, each of them offering their own perspective. Lou tells her that moving forward doesn't mean forgetting. Jack reminds her that love is meant to grow, not stay frozen in time. Tim, in his blunt but caring way, asks her if she's really living or just existing. Each of them wants her to be happy, but they know only she can make the decision. The episode builds toward a moment where Amy must face herself. She stands at Ty's memorial, the place where she has always felt closest to him. She speaks to him, whether out loud or in her heart, asking for guidance. And in that moment, she realizes the truth: Ty will always be a part of her. She still has a life to live, dreams to chase, and love to give. The realization doesn't come easily, and it doesn't erase the pain, but it opens a door she never thought she could walk through. As the episode nears its end, Amy doesn't make a dramatic decision, but she acknowledges something important: she is at a turning point. Whether or not she is ready to move forward, She knows she can't stay in this place of uncertainty forever. The past will always be with her, but the future is waiting. And for the first time, she is willing to consider what that might mean. The final moments leave the audience with an emotional question: what will Amy choose? Will she continue holding on to the past, or will she allow herself the chance to find happiness again? The answer isn't clear yet, but one thing is certain: Amy is about to embark on a journey that will define the rest of her life. As the first episode of Heartland Season 19 comes to a close, Amy finds herself standing at the edge of something new. She has spent so long holding on to the past, keeping Ty's memory alive in every choice she made, in every quiet moment alone, in every story she tells Lyndy about her father. But now, something has shifted. She isn't sure what it means yet, but she knows that she can't stay in the same place forever. The question now is, what comes next? Amy's journey in Season 19 will be about more than just moving forward. It will be about redefining who she is and what she wants. She's always been dedicated to the ranch, to the horses, and to helping others. But for the first time, she starts asking herself deeper questions. What does she want for her future? Where does she see herself in the years to come? She has spent so much time preserving the past that she hasn't allowed herself to dream of something new. Her relationship with Nathan will also become an important factor in the episodes ahead. While Episode 1 plants the seed of something unspoken between them, it doesn't rush the process. Amy isn't ready for love, not in the way she once knew it, but there is a comfort in Nathan's presence that she can't ignore. As the season unfolds, she will have to navigate these emotions carefully. Is she drawn to him because he understands her grief, or is there something deeper? And even if there is she ready to acknowledge it? Lyndy will play a key role in Amy's journey as well. Her daughter is growing up, asking more questions, and looking to Amy for guidance. Lyndy's innocence and curiosity force Amy to confront the reality of her own emotions. Does she want to spend the rest of her life alone, or does she want to show her daughter that it's okay to embrace happiness, even after loss? These are questions that will weigh heavily on Amy throughout the season. Her family will continue to support her, but they will also challenge her. Jack, always the steady presence, will remind her that life is meant to be lived. Lo, ever protective, will push Amy to think about what she truly wants, rather than what she feels obligated to do. Tim, despite his flaws, will want to see Amy happy, and will be one of the few to directly ask her if she's holding herself back out of fear. Each of them will have their own opinions, but ultimately, the choice will be Amy's alone. As the season progresses, Amy will likely be faced with moments that force her to confront her emotions head-on. A new horse that reminds her of Ty, an unexpected moment with Nathan that stirs feelings she isn't ready for, a heartfelt conversation with Lyndy about the future. Each of these moments will push her toward a decision. But this isn't a journey with a clear answer. It's a process of healing, of self-discovery, and of learning how to carry love forward without being weighed down by the past. Fans of Heartland will find themselves deeply invested in Amy's story. They have watched her grow from a young girl into a strong, independent woman, and now they will see her face one of the biggest emotional challenges of her life. Some will hope she opens her heart again, while others will want her to take her time. The beauty of Amy's journey is that it isn't predictable, it's real, raw, and deeply personal. The end of Episode 1 leaves the audience with more questions than answers, but that's what makes it so compelling. Will Amy find the courage to embrace a new chapter in her life? Can she love again without feeling like she's betraying Ty? What role will Nathan truly play in her story? And most importantly, what does happiness look like for Amy now? Season 19 promises to be an emotional and transformative season for Amy. It won't be an easy road, and there will be setbacks, but the journey ahead is one that fans won't want to miss. As Amy takes her first tentative steps toward the future, viewers will be right there with her, feeling every moment, every doubt, and every triumph along the way. Heartland Season 19 is setting up to be one of the most emotional and transformative seasons yet. Amy's journey is far from over, and as she faces the heartbreaking choice between holding on to the past and embracing an uncertain future, we can't help but feel every moment with her. Will she find the courage to open her heart again? Or will the love she had with Ty always keep her from moving forward? One thing is for sure, this season will take us on an unforgettable ride. What do you think Amy should do? Should she take a chance on something new, or stay true to the love she's always known? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on Heartland Season 19. See you in the next video.